Hello, beautiful people. Okay, so today I'm being joined by my friend Angel. Angel is an expert in public relations and in organization. So today we are talking about public relations and how you can use this in your business, even as a small business owner, even if your business is home-based, and even if you're a solopreneur, you don't have a PR team, you're kind of your own everything, including PR team. So what that looks like for you. We're going to be discussing what it is, why you need it, how you can use it, the importance, all of the goodies, even the difference between public relations and marketing. If you didn't know there is a difference, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's rock.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, hey lady, thanks for coming on with me today.
Hey, Heather, thanks so much for having me today. It's so great to chat with you again.
Yeah, likewise. Okay, so people don't know, we've chatted a number of times, but it's always fun.
It is
And I
always
want to
fun.
keep doing it.
Me too. I love it. We did the IG Live and you've been on my show a couple of times, so
I
it's fun.
know, but
Yeah.
this is the first time I've had the honor of having you on mine. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's lay the foundation. So we're talking about public relations today. We're talking about it through the lens, of course, for small business owners. And then we're going to even get a little bit more niched down for military spouses. But just so people, understand anything that relates to military spouses in the way of marketing your business, using public relations, pretty much anything with your business, with the exception of things when we're talking about like moving a business, if that were to be a topic, pretty much everything really relates to any small business owner or home-based business owner. So even if you're not a military spouse, don't tune out because I'm 100% sure there's going to be all the gems in here for you too. So keep rocking with us. Okay, so Angel, will you just whatever feels important to you, no rules. What tell us a little bit about yourself, like family, business, I don't care. Whatever
You
feels
don't care.
special for you.
Okay, so again, I'm Angel. I have a 9-year-old son. I've been married for a little over 12 years. I currently live in Charleston, South Carolina. I am a podcast host. I am an author. I have a small business, and yeah, I like to take naps and I like coffee because the coffee doesn't actually keep me awake. I just drink it at this point because it's a habit and I kind of like the taste of it. So,
Yeah. I like
yes.
long walks on the beach.
Right, candlelit dinners, all that fun stuff.
So you're a rock star, is
Yeah,
basically what I'm hearing.
people keep telling me that. I haven't quite accepted it as for myself yet, but I do hear quite frequently that I'm a bit of a rock star. So
So I'm a coach. I can help you with
yeah, I
that.
know we've had our conversations. My person's still sitting on the shelf up there, so still in the box there. I just haven't accepted the rock star, but the imposter syndrome is sitting on the shelf still.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Next step.
Okay.
Fully embracing the rock star that you are.
I got you. I'm gonna start right now.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's
All
go.
right, I'm a rock star. I'm a rock star, everyone.
You are a rock
You
star.
heard it. You heard it here first. I have accepted that I'm a rock star.
Breaking news.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about public relations
Okay.
today. So give us the basics. What's the breakdown of what we need to know?
Okay.
Kick it off.
So public relations is your brand's image. So a lot of small business owners, solopreneurs, they think that they don't need public relations. Well, if you have a brand or you have a business, that brand or business has a reputation, positive or negative. That's what PR is. It's your brand's reputation, and we want to keep it on the positive side, not
Yeah.
the negative side. Yes. So that's why small business owners and solopreneurs need public relations because one, and I say this all the time, we don't get as much grace as big companies do. You make one little mistake and that's it. People are ready to cut you off. And that's why it's so important to make sure that your image is positive, make sure that you're building those connections, make sure that you have the resources that you need if something does happen that's putting your business in a bad light to help turn that back into a positive light.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard these days, isn't it? Because, and especially as small business owners, we are almost all the face of our business, especially for,
Yes.
service-based, right? We're the face of our business. And so when we're out on social media, we're representing our businesses, but we're whole entire individuals on the side of that. And so it's the balance between being who I am, letting you know what I stand for, the things that
Right.
irk me, the things I won't tolerate, the things that, those things, right? And
Right.
also not being so offensive or so over the line that basically you fall victim to cancel culture.
Exactly. And that's what, like, a lot of times, and I've even started doing, I've thought about doing this for myself. Not that I'm posting like anything crazy or outrageous or anything, but you'll see sometimes people have two profiles. Like they have their main profile that's for their family and their friends. That's a private profile. And then they'll have their public, like, profile for everything else because they are the face of their business. And the only reason I've thought about doing it is because I get a lot of requests sometimes for either like from podcast managers who are trying to pitch someone to me, or maybe from someone that was a guest on my show one time, or something along those lines. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to accept the friend request because again, I'm not posting anything crazy on there, but sometimes my son goes and hangs out with his friends and they tag him in a picture of it or like anything like that. It's like, I don't necessarily need that personal connection with you unless we've built that type of relationship. So that's why for me, I have thought about doing it, but other people do it just to maintain like, okay, this is my personal private life over here. This page is private. You cannot access it. Over here is, my public life. I'm talking more about my business and my things that you're doing because as you said, cancel culture is very real and it happens quite a lot, and it's a lot of small businesses and solopreneurs are affected by it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a scary thing because I can't speak for everybody. I know some personalities are just very big and very out there and they say what's on their mind and that's it, period. And then for some of us, we do have our passions and things that are very important to us. And our business is also very important to us. And while I want to show up authentically, I want you to know what I stand for. In some ways you do. But when it
Right.
comes to like the really heavy pressing things, I choose
Mhm.
not to talk about those things on my page because my personal page actually I don't really use it for personal stuff anymore.
Right.
Um, and so it's just a fine line, I
It
feel
is.
like,
It
between making
is.
sure that you know who I am and what I stand for, and I'm authentic and I mean what I say, and some stuff isn't for public
If
consumption.
Right. Yeah. It's a very fine line. And you do have to be careful with that because one wrong thing and now your brand image is tarnished. Or, people are like, oh, well, I don't want to work with her. And I mean, you are a great person, but if I'm somebody who doesn't know you and I see something on your page and it's like, oh, well, that could be a little controversial, or, oh,
Yeah.
I don't really like that. And you could have honestly, not meant anything about you, but me as not knowing you, I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to work with her anymore. And now I may be telling other people, hey, you don't want to work with her. Don't deal with her. So that's why it's really important. Like you said, kind of teeter that fine line if you are using just one page for both things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if you're rambunctious and you're like, I don't care, rock on, right?
Right. Go for it. Hey, if that's you and you're just
Understand the
like you said,
implications this is
yeah.
telling us is it's you as the face of your own company, as a small business owner, perhaps a solopreneur, also
Yeah.
show up as the brand for your business in a lot of ways. And even, no matter how much we may try to separate that,
It's not like
people see what they see, they make the connection, and that's that.
exactly. And so that like my husband and I, we kind of had like this debate what time before. So he doesn't do marketing now, but he went to school for marketing and then I went to school for PR.
Okay.
And he was like, I listen to your podcast and you're like telling people to wear like t-shirts and stuff. He was like, that's more marketing than PR. And I was like, it's a little bit of both there because yeah, I'm out and walking around with my shirt on, telling everybody about my business or my brand or whatever it is. Everything's going great. Everything's fine. And then you commit a crime in your shirt, or you go out and you get, like
Don't do that.
sloppy. Yeah, right. Or you go out and you get like sloppy drunk and you have on your brand shirt, or you start a fight, or, you do anything that's negative. And now it's that Heather Jones coaching lady? Like, yeah, I saw her out and she was
Let's use a
doing
different
X, Y, Z.
example.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. That lady over there, they're now associating it with you because they don't know you as a person. They don't even know that you're Heather. They don't know that I'm Angel. All they know is what they saw on the shirt. And so that's now what they are associating it as whatever it is that you did. And so now that's making your image in a bad light because
Yeah.
of what you've done. And that's why so many companies and schools and stuff like that, they're like, if you're going to go out, like, don't
Take
wear
the
your brand
lanyard
around.
off
Right.
or
Yeah.
wear
Take it
something
off.
over.
Like, yeah, wear something over, put a jacket on, take it off, but don't go out there and be wearing that. And then, you go do something crazy. Or even if it's just like as simple as you're just going to go meet some friends to grab a bite to eat or something like that. And you all may get a drink, like cover it up because
Yeah.
you don't want the company to be associated with, oh, they're out drinking all the
To
time.
say, yeah. I see that a lot when I'm out driving and people have their company logos on their vehicle and they're
Mhm.
reckless driving or acting a fool in some way. And I'm like, you realize that you just put a blemish on that company is what just happened,
Right.
acting like that behind the wheel. So I mean, I can see that in so many ways, any way that you have that attached to you,
Right.
you know. So I had a question though.
Mhm.
What is the difference between marketing and public relations?
So my example that I like to use that I think makes it easy for everyone is like marketing can kind of be like the fun people, they get to have all the fun and create all these cool, wonderful campaigns and do all the stuff. And then public relations has to come in and clean it up. So that's pretty much, so think of almost pretty much any like big name company brand. At some point in time, they put out a marketing campaign that has been offensive to someone, some way, somehow, and it has gone viral. That it is offensive. That this campaign even was allowed to come out. Well, it's not the marketing team that has to go in there and smooth things over and clean stuff up for this campaign and put out we're so sorry, that wasn't our intention. That's PR that has to come in there and clean that up and smooth it over and be like, this wasn't our intentions when we put this campaign out. It was meant to be this, and we thought we were celebrating that. That's the PR part that comes in there. So, and if the marketing team had to just, maybe had a little conversation with the PR team, could have saved everybody a lot of trouble, a lot of going back and redoing campaigns and stuff like that. So that's the main difference between the two of them is that PR is usually looked at as the bad guys because usually when you hear the term PR, public relations, it's not usually associated with the good thing. And PR can be a good thing, but it's usually associated with,
Clean up
oh,
the mess.
right, clean up the mess. Celebrity did X, Y, and Z. Like, where was their publicist at? I can't believe their publicist allowed to say that. Or when somebody releases a statement, that comes from PR. And usually people are releasing a statement after something bad happened. So
Okay.
kind of get dubbed as, the bad guys here. So I hope that made sense.
So it does, but so I'm a solopreneur. I'm a
Okay.
whole team of one. What is my role in, I mean, and me, all the solopreneurs out there, all the really small teams who may or may not even have a marketing team, but probably don't have a public relations team. What is our role in that?
You have a lot of roles in that.
Okay, lay it
One
out for
is
me.
have a plan. Like definitely have a plan. So crisis management is a really big part of public relations. And so a crisis is anything that's going to cause you to lose money in your business, to not be able to, lose time in your business that can cause a financial loss to your business. So if you're in an area like I am that's prone to hurricanes, you need to have a plan if you have a brick and mortar building and it shuts down, you can't access it because it's flooding out there. Or you do your business online like how you do, Heather. What's going to happen if you're without internet for a week? How are you going to meet with your clients? What's your plan for that? If you're in an area that's, prone to any other natural disasters, what's your plan if you can't access your Wi-Fi? You don't have cell service or you can't, get into your building because there are a lot of solopreneurs who do have like brick and mortars. Maybe it's a small boutique or something like that. If you can't get into your building, what's your plan if you are a solopreneur and there's a flooding in there and your insurance doesn't cover it all? So things like that. What's your plan? Also, if you are maybe a team of 2 or 3 people and you do have that employee that goes out and does something crazy that while they're representing the brand, or you get that bad review from a disgruntled customer, like what's your plan for that? So that's something that you should already have a plan for these things so that if it happens, you're not scrambling trying to think about what you're going to do. Like, think of it as insurance. You'd rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So you'd rather already have your plan in place for this than something happens and you're like, what am I supposed to say about this employee who went out and did this while representing my brand? Or now I can't meet with clients for 3 weeks. What am I going to do? How am I going to get money? So that's something that solopreneurs or small business owners can do. Also, building relationships with people and connecting with people, that's public relations as well. So making genuine connections with people. If you're a solopreneur who's an online business owner, reach out to some brick and mortar small businesses in your area, make connections with them, see how maybe the two of you can collaborate with something or do something together. Vice versa, if you're a brick and mortar, see what online business owners are in your area. Maybe offer them to come in and work in your shop for a day, or if you have like a co-working space or something like that, something along those lines. Or if they want to host a networking event and you have enough space to do a networking event there, let them have their networking event there. Also, if you're a brick and mortar, you can do things in the community, such as like reaching out, holding community events, or even if you're online too, like sponsoring a like a softball team at like the rec center or something along those lines, because that's getting your brand out there because your name's on the back of these jerseys now. So there's positive things that you can do. Getting reviews, which is called like earned media. That's earned media is trusted way more than anything else because it's information that comes from a third party. So think of like your Yelp reviews, your Google reviews, Facebook reviews, and things like that. So make sure that you're providing good, positive customer service so that people will want to leave you a positive review or will want to tell other people about your business.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's really, really great point. I know a lot of this is for those of us who are solopreneurs, a lot, I think I love to have it identified the way you identified it because so much I think, oh, collaboration, I do that all the time, but I don't really think of it as public relations. And I don't know that it's important at this level for me to identify that, but I don't know that it's not
Right.
either. But knowing that that is what I am doing, I maybe perhaps does put a little bit of a different perspective on it for me.
Mhm.
So you mentioned like I'm an online business. Maybe I go and collaborate with a local brick and mortar, but something like what you and I are doing, where we are both online businesses. But I said, hey, Angel, if you come on my channel with me and do a show, would you also be willing to share that show? So would that also be considered public relations?
Yes, because now I'm on your platform right now. So I'm using your platform and I'm talking to your audience about what it is that I do. So now they're getting to know me, they're getting to know about my brand and what it is that I do. When you came on my podcast or when I share this episode, then now you're on my platform because you spoke to my audience and you told my audience about yourself. I'm sharing it on social media. So I'm bringing more awareness to your brand and who you are. Now you're reaching a new audience that you may not have otherwise reached. And so collaborations don't have to be anything crazy or anything. Like you said, just us sitting here talking, us when we did the IG live together, like just collaborations like that. Because it's also building a network and it's making genuine connections with people because I think I like connected you with some other people for podcasting or something along those lines. So just small things like that. We've connected, we've collaborated. I'm like, okay, well, her brand, she's good for someone else. So now it's getting you more visibility, which is also a part of PR.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, thank you for breaking that down.
You're welcome.
Okay, so all right. I have a couple of things that are coming to mind here. So I remember when I was really just trying to get my name out locally. This is maybe a couple years ago when I was trying to figure out what my own like funnel kind of path would be in order to do this. And I tried radio, which I'm going to tell you was so much fun and not at all fruitful for me and
Okay.
my style of business. But I don't know, can you think of other besides collaboration? And then of course, just, showing up positively in your own business and kind of being the best you can be situation. Are there other forms of public relations type stuff that would be great for the home-based business, the military spouse? Anything that comes to mind?
So I would definitely say, like I just said, like getting on other people's platforms. So you said you did radio. Okay, maybe radio is not your thing. Okay, try getting on some podcasts. Like podcasts are becoming very big. Find podcasts that are in your niche that you can talk to and you can get on their platform. If you like to write, see if you can be a guest blogger on someone's blog. A lot of things that people are doing now, they're doing they're doing like Instagram takeovers or like social media takeovers or email takeovers where they take over someone else's, two people swap and they take over each other's email list or each other's social media pages because they're getting more eyes on their brand and people are getting to see it. And so it's all about it's about building relationships. Like that's another part of PR is about building relationships. And this is gonna sound bad when I say it, but it's not. It's all about when you're building those relationships. You never know who can help you down further down the line. So just because I meet you today and it's like, okay, I don't think we really like you're cool. Our niches don't really work together, or anything like that. That doesn't mean that down the line there might not be something that comes up. And so that's something else that I say is don't just dismiss someone because y'all's niches don't align or y'all's target audiences don't align. Well, maybe right now it doesn't align, but you never know how down the line it could possibly align, especially for military spouses. So I grew up, my dad was in the military, and I know how it is. I was younger when he was in the military. He retired around the time I was 7 or 8, but in that time we moved a bit, and I remember like my mom having to change jobs and having to find someone else, and I remember like when I had to start at my new school and all kind of things. And in the military, you never know who knows who. Like, they say in the world there's 6 degrees of separation. And some aspects of life, I feel like that 6 degrees of separation is a lot smaller than the 6 degrees.
I can't tell you how many times I said when I was serving in the military, I served in the army, and how many times I said and heard it's such a small army because you are going to run in. And I think that's true for any branch. And
yes, it's true. You're going to run into someone who knows someone, or knows someone, and especially if you have like a unique last name. I mean, if your last name's like Smith or Jones or something, okay, you may get away with it. Like Heather, you could Jones, you might have got away with it. There's probably a kabillion Joneses out there, but
approximately,
yeah. But if you have like a unique last name, people are gonna hear them. They're gonna be like, oh, well, do you know so and so, or are you related to so and so? And so you never know, like how that connection that somebody could have made way down the line can come back and affect you later. Or maybe it's okay, I didn't need it, but I'll just say, like I said, my dad was in the military, so it's like, okay, well, my dad didn't need that connection, but now here it is years later. It's like, oh, are you such and such's daughter? It's like, well, yeah, I am. Then it's like, oh, hell, I remember him. Like he was a great guy, blah, blah, blah. Let me know if you need anything. So same thing, type of that, especially with military spouses. If you're looking for a job, or if you are an online business owner and you're getting transferred to another place, you might not know anybody in that state or that country, but maybe some of the other people who you've talked to, some of the other wives or, other spouse, I'm not just going to say, but, some of the other spouses, maybe they know someone in that state, whether it's someone in the military or they have family there or they have friends there who they can put you in connection with. And I'm not saying that you have to run out and make connections with everyone, but I'm saying that if you feel like a genuine connection with someone, don't just dismiss it because your audiences don't align or your niches don't align at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a brilliant point. So many points, actually. It wasn't just a point. I think there's a number of brilliant points. The thing that comes to mind as you're talking about that is, as military spouses, now we're retired. My husband retired a few years ago, but as military spouses, and your spouse is going to continue to move and move again. And so that, you speak to people that you've gotten connected with in your area and you say, who do you know there? And they can connect with people. That is absolutely brilliant to make sure it's a thing you're doing. But also, when you come into a new location, you don't know what you don't know. I think the best place to start is to go find local Facebook groups, and most military installations, even the small one that we're near now, have their own Facebook groups, and that's a
Mhm.
really good place to go in. And folks always want to help. Just going like, "Hey, I'm new to the area. This is what I need. Who can help me? Who can point me to the right person?" And you're almost guaranteed to get
Oh
to where
yes.
you need to go.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I even see that a lot with like, because I'm in a lot of different local, non-military, I'm in a lot of different like local groups or mom groups. At least, you know, every other day, if not every day, I'm in multiple groups. I'm seeing posts from someone, hey, we're new to the area, or
Mm.
hey, we just bought a house down there. We'll be moving there in 2 weeks. Like, what's this? What's there to do? Where can I go for this? We're looking for a daycare, or I've been here for 2 months and we're still trying to figure things out. So those groups are available for military and non-military
100%.
spouses and families. So utilize those groups as well. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And for business and non-business related things.
Yes.
Basically,
Yes.
any interest you have, you're looking to get connected, you're feeling out of the loop. Yeah,
There's a group out there for it.
100%.
Yes, there's a group for it. So just look and see. And you may have to play around with some groups because I've joined groups before and I'm like, this one isn't really for me. I don't like it. So I'll go and I'll join another one. So play around with it until you find one that you're comfortable in.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I've had that same experience. Don't give up on it though. There's really, really great. You can get lost in Facebook land and any social
Oh,
media, but there are some really good resources if you look
yes.
for them. And if you're looking for like military ones, I can connect you with all over the country, all over the world, really. And if you're looking for public relations stuff and probably even marketing and all sorts of other stuff, Angel can connect you. So,
Yes, definitely.
okay. So, we don't have a ton of time left, but there was something that you said that if we can kind of go over it briefly, something I
Uh-huh.
wanted to circle back to. You were talking about, if you happen to be out of the loop because you've had some kind of a natural disaster, a major disaster in your business, and suddenly you have no way to contact your customers and clients and whatnot to, be prepared for that kind of thing. It brought to mind the going back again to how military moves constantly. And if you're a business owner and your spouse is still serving and you're moving, there's potential to have a gap in what you're able to do with clients and customers. Now, maybe not, you might not have a gap, but from moving from place to place, it's likely you're going to need some kind of a break to move your family to get set up, all the things. So let's just say that I didn't plan proper. I didn't plan that either. I didn't plan properly, and now I'm completely overwhelmed in my move, and I'm getting back into the swing of things, but I've dropped the ball. I haven't talked to my folks in, I don't know, a few weeks.
Mhm.
What are some of the things I need to be looking at as contingency efforts?
So let's definitely start with an apology. A a big apology to let them know and own up to it. Like, don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't turn around and make it all about yourself. And my spouse is in the military. Like, no, we all have stuff going on. We all have lives going on. So you need to apologize and own up to it. Hey, we were in the middle of PCSing and I dropped the ball, guys. I apologize. Something along those lines. We're all human. We all make mistakes. I hope that you all can forgive me. And, here's what's going to happen. Here's how we can go ahead moving forward. So apologize. Offer them some type of incentive too, because this is the world that we live in. People are more likely to, go along with to forgive you if there's some type of incentive involved with
Yeah.
it. So that, and then talk to the person and see what they need from you. And if the person decides that, hey, they no longer want to work with you, you just have to accept that and own it because you did drop the ball there. And just simply let them know, I understand. Again, I apologize. If you change your mind in the future, I'm here for you, or I can refer you to someone else if you have that network of people. But a genuine apology and taking ownership will go a very long way, as long as it's not something that you're letting happen constantly. Now, if you're constantly letting this happen, at this point in time, an apology is not going to save you, but
Got it.
start there. Yes.
And that's great advice, not just for folks who are military associated and PCSing, moving from place to place, but oof, COVID and RSV and all the things have been hitting
Right.
us like viruses nonstop, it seems like for the last few years. That's a
Oh, yes.
reality for almost all of us at this point as well. So that's
Right.
great advice. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, all right. So we're winding down. I know because I asked you earlier that you have something special you'd like to share with the audience.
Yes. So I have a PR goal setting freebie. It is a little workbook that tells you more about what PR is, the different types of PR, and it helps you to start thinking about and setting a goal or two for yourself for PR. So whether that's you want to get earned, some of the things we talk about, you want to get earned media, you want to start getting on other people's platforms a little bit more. You want to start working on your crisis communication plan to help you to prepare for that. So it helps you to sit down and kind of think about those goals and where you want to go for those. And actually, I guess I have two freebies. If you are interested in like getting on other people's platforms and being on podcasts and you're not sure like how to start or what to do, the things you need to do, I also have a freebie called either time to pitch or how to pitch. I'm pretty sure it's time to pitch. But I have that one as well, and it gives you tips on like if you want to create a one sheet, things that you should put on there, questions that you should ask, and what you should be looking for.
Amazing. So a freebie and a bonus freebie. I love it. Thank you
Yes.
so much for that. And we're going to
You're
drop the
welcome.
links in the description so it's easy to find. Okay. So people who want to connect with you, where can they find you?
Yes. So I am at the Modco SC on Instagram and Facebook and Threads. Um, Yeah, that's pretty much where I hang out is those places. And then also for my other podcast, on my PR Toolkit podcast, the IG handle for that one is at What's in Your Toolkit.
Oh, I like it.
Thank
Okay, and
you.
we're just gonna drop all those links in the description as well. Keep it easy peasy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, lady. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with me today and all the goodies you shared with us. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me today. As always, it was so much fun chatting with you, Heather.
Yeah, likewise. Okay, so if you did not tune into the episode from 2 weeks ago, Angel and I were talking about organization. So you're definitely going to want to go check that out. We talked about how you can organize your space, how you can organize your time so that you can make the most of it. Maybe, do some of those goals you've been holding off on because you didn't have enough time or didn't think you had enough time. So make sure you go check that out. We'll see you in that video.